Hey folks, I'm back. Number 8, buddy. This is sales video number 8. Let me move this little thing right here. And I'm Daniel. You probably already know that, but hey, I'm going to tell you just in case you don't know. This is sales video number 8, and I'm selling the Jesus precept because I'm going to preach one day. The Preacher in Shades is coming back, but I got to sell a few books first so I can afford. When I preach, I'm not going to pass no bucket. I'm not going to put up a phone number where you can call. And there's going to be no tip jar on the website. There's going to be no way for you to give me money because I don't preach for money. Right now, I'm selling my book. I'm selling the Jesus Precepts book. That's a good book. That's a good book right there. It tells us everything that Jesus told us to do, man. And that's what you're going to want to have. I want you to buy one because once I can afford to not ask for no money, once I can afford to get off the, just the daily grind and stuff by selling the books, and I'm going to preach, and I'm going to come back and preach at the time. But what I'm telling you right now, folks, 2016 is time to bring Christ down from the cross. It's time to bring Jesus down from the cross. My God, I don't think we should see pictures. I don't think you ought to make a picture of Jesus. You don't know what he looks like anyway. I don't think we should have pictures of Jesus. But particular is them pictures of him up on the cross, still hanging up there and miserable. And oh my God, I'm hanging on this cross and I'm dying. And it's so. He had a bad day. He had a bad few days. Might have had a bad week. He might have had it bad the whole time he was on earth, but he's not on that cross right now. That was 2,000 years ago. Bring him down from the cross and let's get real with you. Bring him down from the cross and let him live with us and let him lead. Because what I want to know in Christianity, who is the boss? Who's the boss? You tell me who's the boss in Christianity. That's what I want to know. I think Christ is the boss. I don't think these Christian church leaders are the boss. They always want obedience to the church, but that's obedience to a human being. What about obedience to Christ? He gave his instructions. He gave his precepts. He gave his commands. He gave all that, and he said more than 24 times he told us to, you better do what I'm telling you to do. You better hear what I'm saying and do it. You better listen to what my deal is and let it sink down in your ears and absorb it and live it and observe these things that I command you to do. And I'll tell you why. Well, I got another little thing over here somewhere. Where's that other little thing at? Where's my, oh yeah, there it is. There it is. Because I'm telling you, Jesus is the master and commander. He's the boss. Jesus is the boss in our Christianity. He's the master. He said he was the master. And back in Isaiah 55, Isaiah said the only time the word commander is ever used in the King James Bible, because I look these things up, I check these things, I study this Bible. I got my concordance, I have my dictionary, and I study the Bible. The word commander is in the King James Bible one time, and it's Isaiah, channeling God and saying that I am sending him as a leader and commander to the people. Jesus is my commander. When he gives his commands, it's my duty to follow. If he's your commander, if he's your master, if he's your Lord, then you ought to think about maybe I ought to do what he says instead of what the Christian church is saying, because all the Christian churches tell you different stuff. You go to 10 different churches and their doctrine is 10 different doctrines. Their gospel is 10 different doctrines, 10 different gospels. Their rules are 10 different rules because they all got something right. They've all got something right. Every church, every Christian church has something right about Jesus. And every one of them is missing some of the stuff too. And every one of them is glommed on some other things onto there that they want you to do too. That's not there in the words of Jesus. I'm going with Jesus to be my master and my commander because he's the boss. Jesus is the boss. We're going to bring Christ down from the cross and we're going to set him right there in the middle of our churches at the head of the church. We're going to let Jesus do the ordering. We're going to let Jesus do the commanding. We're going to let Jesus set the rules. We're going to let Jesus give us his precepts. And he's already given them. He gave them 2,000 years ago. We don't need no new precepts, no new age, no nothing like that. The new Christianity is the original Christianity. It's Christianity according to Christ. That's what the world wasn't ready for. It ain't ready for it now. Nobody wants to hear love your enemy. Nobody really wants to hear love the terrorists, love the Muslim terrorists. Nobody wants to hear that. I don't blame you. I'm not able to do it yet either. It's hard, man. It's hard. But we're going to start talking about it. We're going to start doing it. Pick you up a copy of the book. Pick you up a few copies of the book. You're going to like it. It's on Amazon. You can go to thejesusprecepts.com and it'll take you right to it. They got a button where you can push, take you to Amazon and buy one. But hey, I'm just going to keep coming and preaching when I start preaching. I'm kind of borderline preaching now because I can't help myself, man. I'm just full of the Holy Spirit. I'm full of the Spirit of truth because we're not going to ever get to the truth of what Jesus meant until we start talking about the truth of what he said. That is solid, concrete, carved in stone. It's in all them billions of Bibles around the world. What he said is not debatable. It's there. What he meant, we can talk about that till we're blue in the face. But we got to start with the truth of something. Let's start with the truth of what he said. Come get my book. Come buy my book if you want. I hope you'll buy it. I hope you buy several and spread them around. But till then, God bless you. Good luck on your journey, my friend.